Welcome to Collaborati. In this video, we will review the process of creating a Collaborati profile for the first time. If you have not received an email asking you to join Collaborati, please contact your client or Collaborati support for additional information. Once you receive an email similar to the one shown here, you are ready to begin the Collaborati setup process. Once you click the link to Collaborati in the email provided, your default browser will open and direct you to the Collaborati welcome screen. The first step in activating your Collaborati profile is to thoroughly read the Collaborati license agreement. This agreement contains important information regarding the terms on which you may access and use Collaborati. If you wish to print this agreement, note the orange link in the upper right labeled Printable Version. Be sure to scroll through and read the entire agreement. Once you have reviewed the document and agree to its content, click the button marked I accept the license agreement. Click the next button to continue. The next step will require you to create a profile for your firm's Collaborati administrator. This person will be responsible for managing your firm's Collaborati users, settings, and be the main point of contact for Collaborati support. Be sure to enter a valid email address, the administrator's first and last name, and assign a new password. Click the next button to continue. The final step of the setup process will email the administrator his or her login credentials. If you are the administrator, click the orange link labeled Login and Complete Account Setup Now to continue on to your firm's profile setup. The link will direct you to the Collaborati login page. Here, you will enter your email address and password created in the previous steps. Click the Login button once you have entered your credentials to log into Collaborati. Since this is the first time you will be logging into Collaborati, you will be prompted to confirm your account information. Be sure that your firm name, tax ID, primary contact phone number, and email address are accurate. Also confirm the address listed below is the proper mailing address. If your firm's mailing address is different than its billing address, click the No button to the right of your screen and input the proper payment address. Click the Next button to continue. You will be prompted to input your profile's account settings. It is important to note that these settings may be changed at any time by your Collaborati administrator. The first task will be to select the billing currency for your firm. If you are not sure, confirm with your client their preferred billing currency. Next, you will select the methods in which you wish to create and submit invoices. Take note of the blue information icons. Hovering your cursor over these icons will display a description of each setting. Collaborati allows you and your staff to manually create invoices. If you wish to enable this feature, be sure to check the first box, Create Invoices in Collaborati. If your time and billing software produces leads invoice files, be sure to check the Uploads Leads Invoices checkbox. Below this box, you will be able to designate how discounts in your leads invoices are defined, either by a flat amount or a percentage of each line item. If you wish to require a company email address for your Collaborati users, type in the domain name of your company, followed by .com, in the section marked Restrict Email Username to Domain. You do not need to include the @ symbol. This will prevent users from using personal email addresses to receive notifications from Collaborati, as well as require any new users to have a company-provided email address. The next section will allow you to designate how long approved, rejected, appealed, or paid invoices remain in the system. The range for this setting is 10 to 90 days. Finally, be sure to select the appropriate time zone in which your firm operates. Click the Next button to continue. From the final page, you can either navigate to your Collaborati homepage or complete the setup for your client. Note the first message in orange that reads, Complete Setup for Client. Where this video has client name, you will see the name of your client. For this tutorial, we will continue on by clicking the Client Setup link. To successfully bill to your client using Collaborati, you must define your client-specific settings. Once you complete this process, your information will be sent to your client for final approval. You will first be prompted to input an internal client code. This code is to be placed within your leads files under Client ID to identify your client. This code is unique to your profile and will never be seen by your client. If you do not use leads files to upload invoices, simply type the name of your client in this box. If you wish to have more than one client code, separate your codes by a comma as seen here. Looking at the table below, you will be able to see the available leads billing codes for use when invoicing your client. If at this time you know the billing codes your firm will not use, you may uncheck those codes from the Use column. Additionally, if your firm has its own unique billing codes, you may map those codes by typing them into the space provided in the rightmost column. Find the task description that best meets your firm's unique code and input your code in the corresponding space provided. Use the scroll bar to navigate through the remaining codes. If at this time you do not know which codes to use, it is recommended that you leave each code checked. Administrators may disable these codes at a later date if they are not to be used. Click the Next button to continue. Timekeepers are individuals at your firm that will bill time on invoices. In Step 2, you will need to decide how you are going to upload your timekeepers. For first-time users of Collaborati, we recommend selecting Assign Existing and/or Add New Timekeepers. Click the Next button to continue. In this step, you will create timekeeper profiles for timekeepers who will bill time to this client. You must create a minimum of one timekeeper profile to continue. If you do not have a complete list of your staff that will be conducting work for this client, you may add additional timekeepers later. It is important to note that timekeeper profiles are not the same as user profiles. The information you enter in this step is to identify people at your firm who will be billing time to your client. If he or she requires access to Collaborati to upload invoices, a user profile must also be made for that individual. Additionally, the email address you enter for each timekeeper profile will never receive notifications from Collaborati. After entering the timekeeper's email address, you will need to create a display code. This code is often the timekeeper's initials and will be used to identify the timekeeper on each line item within your invoices. You will then be required to enter their first name and last name in the spaces provided. If you plan on uploading invoices using leads files, each timekeeper will need a unique timekeeper ID. This ID normally corresponds to their ID in your time and billing system. If you do not plan on using leads files, simply copy their display code into this field. The final step is to select the proper classification from the drop-down list. You must pick the classification that best identifies this timekeeper. This is not a customizable field. Once you have filled out each field for your timekeeper, click the Add button. You will see their information populate in the menu below. If you need to make changes to a timekeeper's profile, click the pencil icon for that timekeeper. You will notice their information populate in the fields above. Make the appropriate changes and click the OK button. Take time now to enter your timekeepers. As you create additional timekeepers, you will see them in the list below. Once you are finished, click the Next button to proceed to the final step. The final step will require you to review the information you have saved throughout this process. Take time to scroll through your lead codes and verify that they are correct. Also note the list of timekeepers you have created. Take some time to double check their information. If everything looks correct, click the Finish button to finalize the client setup process. Your firm's information, leads codes, and timekeeper profiles have now been sent to your client. You will need to wait just a few days for your client to verify this information and authorize your firm for e-billing. Thank you for taking the time to review this tutorial, and welcome to Collaborati. We look forward to working with you.